Zedmir, welcome, and the stage is yours.
Ministers, deputy ministers, state secretaries, Dr. Badenberg, dear fellow excellencies, members of parliaments, Dr. Monika, Dr. Dietfried Schenk, Mr. Blöd, panelists, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Berlin, where we're celebrating 10 years of the Peace-Brit initiative. This year is particularly special, as we are not only celebrating the 10th annual Peace-Brit conference, but also 35 years since the Iron Curtain came down. Moreover, 20 years ago, the European Union enlarged east for the first time, bringing us closer as a continent and as people. It is indeed remarkable that these anniversaries coincide. In addition, we are meeting only one day before the official holiday to commemorate the Day of German Unity, Tag der Deutschen Einheit. I am all the more pleased that we have the opportunity to celebrate and appreciate them together. Throughout history, agriculture has been the foundation of human civilization. It not only feeds people, it also nourishes societies. It brings communities together and fosters cooperation. Agriculture links us with our environment like hardly any other sector of our economy. It hence lays the foundations for economies and drives industries. We know that prosperous agriculture is a precondition of peace. In a world where resources are increasingly scarce, sustainable agriculture offers a path towards stability. By using our land wisely and by adhering to sustainability principles, we can ensure that future generations will not face conflict over dwindling resources, but instead be able to count on rich harvests, not only today, but also in 20 years, in 50 years' time. However, the recent floods that hit the Czech Republic, Poland, Hungary, Austria, Italy and Germany hard, and the forest fires in Portugal and Greece show that climate change has a firm grip on us. The impact on agriculture is real and severe. It affects food production across Europe and on our planet. Food insecurity is a known driver of conflict. Thus, we need to put sustainable agriculture at the center of our vision for tomorrow's agriculture, as otherwise we risk instability in our countries and worldwide. Agriculture without any emissions will never be possible. As humans, we are responsible for global warming, but we also have the power to fight against climate change and develop ideas to adapt it. So let us use this ability together. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, peace and stability concern not just agriculture, but also politics in general. As Dietfried Schenk has pointed out so rightly, we're celebrating 10 years of Peace-Brit at a time when wars are unfolding around us in a way we could no longer imagine. For decades now, the European Union has stood as a symbol of peace, of solidarity, of cooperation, of democracy and shared prosperity. It has been a beacon of hope, especially for those who have suffered from division and conflict. Hence, when I think about the 20th anniversary of the first EU enlargement towards the East, I ask myself, what lessons we should draw from the experiences of the past for our common future. In recent years, we have seen worrying trends such as growing nationalism, populism, Euroscepticism, and let's face it, in many of our countries, also in Germany. The recent elections in free Eastern German federal states has shown how popular these opinions are. Not only, but also, and that's really sad to say, among young people. And I honestly admit, I'm really worried about this. And we have to ask ourselves, what democracies must achieve so that the vast majority of people identify deeply with it? This is especially true in rural areas. However, at the same time, I'm convinced that it is our duty as politicians and as people who've experienced the division of the world into East and West to make the achievements of the European Union visible. We need Europe. We need even more Europe in order to create a good and a shared future. More Europe is not a pious wish, but a rational necessity. The political challenges we are facing are too big to meet them alone. The European Union is not just a political institution. It is our foundation for peace, for solidarity, and for stability. But here too, Europe must prove itself in people's everyday lives, and we must make it clear that it has proven itself. This is why I'm particularly glad that our Peace Bread family is growing, and that hopefully the European Union will continue to grow. And I'm very happy to welcome both Finland and Ukraine as permanent guests. Finland, having joined NATO, and Ukraine, actively engaged in EU accession negotiations, both bring a renewed sense of purpose to the values of peace and of cooperation. Both countries also remind us that peace and stability cannot be taken for granted anymore. They must be cultivated, like the rye that Peace Bread sows in historic fields in its member states. Peace and stability must be nurtured, supported, and defended through shared effort and through solidarity. And we will also continue, and I say this in the name of everybody here, to share solidarity with our friends in Ukraine, Vitali Koval. Slava Ukraine. This being said, I'm looking towards the future, again to the east, or rather the southeast. I already mentioned 3 anniversaries, but there is one more. The Berlin process, which aims to facilitate the Western Balkan states' EU accession process, is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year, like just Peace Bread. The October summit, which is also taking place in Berlin, will adopt the joint agreement on the topics of food, agriculture, and forestry. The Western Balkan states reached this agreement just a few days ago. As the Berlin process is a vibrant alliance of 14 member countries, we would greatly welcome if further states joined this initiative. It would be a commitment to sustainable agriculture in the Western Balkan countries if the doors to the European Union were finally opened. The Berlin process, just as the Peace Bread initiative, serves as a reminder that cooperation, stability, and peace building require patience and commitment, just like bread does. It is up to us to create a good future for ourselves and for the generations to come. A good future through sustainable agriculture, climate action, and political cooperation. Thank you very much.